Hi everyone. So this recording is just really to cover the National Innovation Visa, which started this weekend on the 7th of December. So really kind of going through the requirements and the changes that have come about. So this NIV visa, as we know, the objective was to replace the Global Talent Visa, GTI, and also the investment visa, 188 visa, right? So, a lot of anticipation of how this kind of new policy can replace both visas at the same time. So it's quite interesting. So I think, this is the website that is launched. I think maybe just to cover off first, as a first point is, you may be asking for the EOIs, right? For the visas that were already lodged on the 29th, prior to last week. What is the treatment there? I received an email. Actually, I received an email from the GTI office. I believe now they're just sending the same email to everyone now. So it does seem like it's official that the EOIs that were lodged prior to 29th and did not apply for a visa application, that will not be assessed. They are requiring candidates to or applicants to submit a new NIV EOI, right? So we've got to proactively do that as a course of action. So that's the first point I want to cover off. The second point is the innovation visa. So here, the NIV visa, I think on the outset, definitely wording wise is very similar to global talent visa. You can see here a profession, a sport, at the arts, academia and research, right? Anyone who's got international recognized achievements in this field, right? So in that sense, but I think there is a key fundamental change that we saw is it will be assessed based on priority, which is very interesting in that sense. In the EOI, I suppose, the department is looking for ways to kind of more systematically assess cases rather than, by in terms of one by one or in terms of order of submission. Rather than order of submission, it is by priority and how it is submitted, right? So there are questions that are asked in the EOI that is clearly trying to differentiate if you're priority 1, 2, 3, or 4. I think it's fair to say you can see priority 3 and 4 is very similar to GTI, right? You can see the tier 1 priority 3 being the tier 1 sectors of critical technology, health and renewable and low emission technologies. That is the 3 industries there. Priority 4, you can see there tier 2 sectors of these 6, right? There were 10 target sectors before in GTI, now there is 9. I did make a comparison. There's 2 of them were combined into this renewable and low emissions technology, right? So nevertheless, the rest are still there, priority 3 and priority 4. In terms of, how they assess this outstanding achievement, there's more guidance. There's more guidance there. Of course, international awards, you can see, or else, national research grants, anyone who got grants, it can be from other countries, definitely, other countries also work. Anyone who's got high level PhD, other measures, this is quite interesting, other measures, of course, being a keynote speaker at an international conference. Or else, this is where the income threshold comes in, whether it be you've got a job offer or, at that salary or your current salary, right? So these are measures of how they define as exceptional and outstanding achievements, right? So definitely these factors are to be considered. And then, we go back to the priority. The first one, which I do feel like it's something that, the program will see and wait and see how many people actually really apply, who's got these kind of, real top level awards, right? They like, something like Nobel Prize and like Olympic gold medal, things like that. Realistically, probably, they will not receive so many of these applications, but I think they will receive first priority. Second priority is really interesting here. This is really interesting. So fair to say now the NIV EOI, that will only require a Form 1000 if it is supported by Australia government, whether it be Commonwealth or state level, right? So an EOI is not required, a Form 1000 will not be required at the EOI stage, but it will be required at a visa application stage if you're invited to apply. So the process there, it says that the EOI is valid for 2 years and will be assessed based on these priorities. If you're invited, then you've got 60 days to apply the visa, right? So 60 days to apply the visa, and everything has to be ready within the 60 days. This priority 2 is very interesting because it's saying that if you're, I think Commonwealth states, let's park that, but for states and territory, that's something that is very interesting, because if you're able to get a nomination from the state government, then effectively you jump the queue and you're assessed differently, right? So looking through all the state websites, the best one, or the one that actually has some guidance, right, is Queensland, right? So Queensland, we can see some guidance. I would expect the other states to also open or to have some guidance. It does say that they will open a window for effectively a writing in to say your talent, from your profession, or else if you're intending to do any business or intending to make any investments into the States. It's quite interesting in that sense. So based on that kind of so-called business plan or proposal, they will assess whether or not they will, the state will actually provide a Form 1000. If they do, then effectively the priority will be set as number 2 behind the kind of top, award winners, right? But above 3 and 4. So this is really interesting. I think, we really have to work with you case by case to see if that's something that you want to pursue, or else, based on your industry, to then apply for a new EOI for this National Innovation Visa. Okay, thanks very much. We will get in touch with you and work with you on how to work on your case. Thank you.